Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Raythex.eth domain name, and this is not financial advice. Never. Hair do be acting crazy. Me. I got a thing here. Even though I did a video this morning, there is a ton of stuff to go over. One of which was found by I don't know if it was found by him, but was first reported on. The news broke on Kyle Wilson's channel. I'll play part of the video there and just confirm or reconfirm exactly what he had mentioned and gone over on how the Veveverse. It's gonna be wild. I have mentioned on Earth 2 before. When people ask, hey, what's the biggest surprise? What's the biggest pitfall? What's like the biggest obstacle that Earth 2 has to overcome? And it would be IP. And it's like, okay, well, what's the best thing that Earth 2 has? Okay, well, Earth 2 has a lot of users, and it's the most beautiful looking metaverse out there right now. I said that because we've seen at DesignerCon footage of the Veveverse, or I shouldn't say footage of the Veveverse, footage of our home, footage of what every single person is going to get as far as their home is going to be, their showroom, whatever. But then I found, or Kyle Wilson found, something that was linked by Cavrnus. And what Cavrnus did was nothing short of fantastic. And be advised, this is their metaverse. Like this is either what the Veveverse is and what they have right now. What I'm thinking, here's what the Veveverse actually is, and here's what Veveverse had shown at DesignerCon. That down here, what's truly over there is because I'll play some of Kyle Wilson's video, or maybe I won't. What the fudge? Oh, okay, great.
Obviously, this is like a sneak peek to the Veveverse and patches on his head and everything.
Look at it!
I feel like
I gotta play that again.
Right now, that I feel like you're actually there. This is actually pretty incredible. You can see the scratches on his head and everything. I feel like I'm literally in front of TRX right now.
So why is that important? Why does that matter? And they're like, well, Chavez, Mr. Beast had a T-Rex in his video a few months ago, last year. That doesn't necessarily mean that, that's our same T-Rex. And you're absolutely correct. Mr. Beast did have a T-Rex in his video that did not make sound, or if it did, it wasn't the same sound as the one that we have in Veve. People, including myself, had made videos speculating, is Mr. Beast is he in Veve? Does he have Omi? And he very well might be in those two things. But that right there, what you just saw, if you go to your sets, if you have it, if you go to the ultra rare T-Rex animated, remember that sound. I want you to remember this moment. You saw the scratches, you heard what it sounded like, and I'm going to show you exactly what the one in Veve sounds like once it applies the setup here. The same exact sound. You could make the arguments all the live long day until you're blue in the face. Well, that could just be a stock image that somebody else you can do that, but any other company could potentially do that and say like, hey, we're just going to take your image, we're going to take your sound. They could do that at their own peril. I did a video not too long ago, a couple days ago, where I showed that Disney was slamming out lawsuits left and right, just saying, oh, hey guys, yeah, all this stuff on OpenSea, all this stuff on Etsy that you're selling as Disney stuff is not actually Disney stuff. It is not actually licensed, and you're getting a cease and desist letter, and if you don't stop, we're going to sue the pants off you. We are going to slap you with the biggest lawsuit. Other companies are not going to do that. I mean, you could do that to... there's been companies that have made the real Randy Chavez face masks of me, and I don't really care. I doubt they're really selling. But you could do that to small-time business owners, and it's not really going to be a big thing. If you do that to Disney, their fleet of lawyers will not respond in kind. So that's really interesting. And again, you saw all the interesting... I won't have the sound on again, just won't distract you, but that looks exceptional. If you look at the shadows, if you look at the the graphics, and that's not what we've seen. I don't know if I can talk about this. It would not surprise me. Okay, so when my friend Ernie got the Gary Baseman 1 of 1, that was a 1 of 1. If you got that, your potential, the utility that you got with that was a lunch with David Yu. And that was going to be called upon or redeemed at DesignerCon in November. Long story short, my friend Ernie couldn't go with his brother-in-law, his family emergency, so me and our friend BJ went in his place. And when trying to set up the meeting, and DesignerCon was Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. When setting up this lunch, David said, okay, yeah, we could meet anytime, Monday through Thursday. And I was like, okay, it's a little early. Why are they there on a Monday when their DesignerCon isn't until that next weekend? Okay, I'll tell you why. Or I won't tell you why. I will speculate why, and you can decide whether that makes sense or not. It would make sense to me that David and Dan and anyone else who's working at Veve, that's might be a all hands on deck situation, would go and have to show off or want to show off progress of the Veveverse to their potential licensors. And because David and Dan have really, really wanted to drive home the fact that they want to now under-promise and over-deliver, we could gather that, that had started several months ago, that's what they're doing with the Veveverse. They're just showing us the showroom, and why wasn't there any Disney characters in the Veveverse? Maybe because they wanted to have separate Veveverses. Maybe they wanted to have a Universal Veveverse, and a Disney Veveverse, and a Marvel Veveverse, and a DC, like all of these different things. And the Lambo, we'll get to the Lambo thing in a second. One could imagine that that's what they were doing in California for 5 days. Dan and David's time, which is extraordinarily precious, would most likely have meetings. They're not just going to go on like a vacation just for the heck of it. Not now. They work harder than I was going over my old Instagram videos where I was working like 18 hours a day, and I would just go live on Instagram while I'm writing scripts for the next morning. And they're working harder than I did at that time. So the reason why they were there most likely is to show off to every single company what they're building and how their IP is being used. I'm just throwing that out there, maybe. And the fact that those graphics that was leaked by Cavrnus look like that really, I think, drives home the point that they are under-promising, showing us this, and they're coming out with this. It's like, okay, Robodope, you try to act all tired, and you try to not throw as many punches in the beginning and ends of the rounds, and you make the opponent think you're tired, and then all of a sudden middle of the round, and with the head movement. I really think that's what's happening. One time about Amos. Okay, so one other thing, and it's like, okay, well, what else happened at DesignerCon? You have the announcement of some Banksy NFTs and some Lambos, and when are we getting those? Guys, I don't know. We had the Jurassic Park license for I don't know how many years before we got Jurassic Park, and then we got a ton of Jurassic Park. We've had the Monster Hunter license, we have Capcom, and we had a whole bunch of these things, and we still really haven't gotten a ton. So as far as the Banksy stuff and as far as the Lambo stuff, I don't know. I have gotten a couple messages about that. I'll keep y'all posted. I'm curious. I wouldn't really expect that for a ton of time. I would maybe, and they be advised, for the Lambo, they never even, I don't think, had a official Medium article announcement. Like they had an actual Lambo there, which was cool AF. But they didn't, to my knowledge, they didn't have a Medium article announcement. They've had Medium articles for Little Prince and the LOL MGM dolls, whatever. But I don't think they've had one for Lambo. So I would really taper some expectations of that. Maybe until, the whole wire situation gets dealt with and they onboard a new, they'll probably make announcements in the next, within the next month of who we're partnering with. and then they'll do testing and they'll do whatever, and then they'll probably have the what do you call it? Then they'll probably have the actual announcement and actual pay in or payout probably sometime next quarter. Give or take. So that brings me to one more thing that I wanted to go over. This was an argument in the Pokemon community about NFTs. The Pokemon community does tend to be split. I would say a good 40% kind of doesn't really care one way or the other. There's like, maybe I'll get some if they're cool. If it takes over like Pokemon Go, I'll get it. But they're not really like clamoring for it. 30% are just like, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna spend so much heckin' money on these NFTs when Pokemon makes them. And the other 30% are just like, NFTs are trash. They're not anything. And it's like, so all right, let me give you some of the best arguments. One of the arguments and this is from Elite Forum. This is used to be on Tap Talk, but Elite Forum is basically Elite Four. At the end of each Pokemon game, you have to fight 4 people. It's the Elite Four championship, whatever. So this person argues, I will never be able to tell a story about an NFT that went through the washing machine. I'll never be able to tell a story about how we used to just throw NFTs against the wall when we were kids because we didn't know the official rules of the game. Who does that? Sorry. I'll never be able to tell a story about finding a lost NFT in the attic. I'll never be able to tell a story about a kind of old shopkeeper who sold me vintage NFTs for sticker price and rekindled my passion for NFTs. These kinds of stories are incompatible with created collectibles. Design is the antithesis to collectability. A thing that is designed solely to be collectible will never be collected. One need only look at Beanie Babies' hype, which was sustained largely by the idea that it would be the next big collectible. Likewise, closed environments are the death of organic collectability. It's why people truly collect cards why few people truly collect cards in Pokemon TCG Online. It's a closed system from which the item cannot be removed, in which the item can only be used according to the rules of the system. And some of these are decent arguments. I'll break it down. Something about a story of an NFT. Brockman Blockchain already pretty much countered this by saying, okay, well, you can't feel an NFT, but what if an NFT can make you feel? What if you can't touch an NFT? What if an NFT can touch you? Like when that feeling you get when you know your Feesh are angry because you don't change the color or the gravel in your Feesh tank. Or when your Feesh dies, it's like, oh no, Lefty. I forget what I named. Munchie, Peter, and Davis. Those are my Feesh names. But let's say somebody named theirs Lefty. Clever Jerk has a real Randy Chavez Feesh. I thought that was really cool of him. Anyway, so again, Brockman Blockchain kind of did away with that argument. You can definitely tell stories about how you have an emotional attachment to NFTs. I'll never be able to tell a story about how we used to throw NFTs against the wall when we were kids because we didn't know the exact official rules of the game. I think that's pretty similar to opening up a pack of hero cards and you're getting the hype and then you don't really know. Ugh, 1 second here. Okay. And then you don't really know what's in them and you don't know what an epic is or a legendary or common and you're just throwing things all willy-nilly. Or the fact that you can just open up a pack of Toshimon cards and the same thing. This one's a common, this one's an ultra rare, what have you. This kind of thing does happen already. I'll never be able to tell a story about finding a lost NFT in an attic. This one's like my favorite because there's so many stories already of not just NFTs, but crypto in general. I lost my wallet. I found my wallet. I know what my wallet is. I just don't know what my passphrase is. Oh, I found my seed phrase. I put it in. And, most people, I'm going to say 98% of the people I've spoken to in Pokemon, they didn't know where their cards were. They found their cards. They said, oh my God, I guarantee you I have thousands of dollars worth of cards. I go there and their whole collection is maybe worth $50. And it's like, I'll give you $20 for the whole collection. It was dumb. Because everyone just thought like, oh, these are old school Pokemon cards. You know exactly what they are, but you don't, because a lot of people, unlike me, they didn't know the difference between first edition and shadowless and unlimited, and they didn't even know shadowless was a thing, and having to explain that to them. With NFTs, and at least exactly how many are minted. You can track exact sales. A lot, just blockchain in general. I just happen to feel like where the future is, and a lot of these people that are not into NFTs, even in the Pokemon community, when Pokemon eventually does make NFTs, I'll tell you right now, it's either going to be with Veve or it is going to be with their own Nintendo Pokemon platform. They cannot go anywhere else. It'd be stupid to go anywhere else. It isn't possible. That would be extraordinarily dumb. If they did decide to do that, I would question the sanity of the person that made that decision, and I would question whether that person is intentionally trying to sabotage the company, Veve or their own platform, either or. Anyway, moving on here. And when someone say about the shopkeeper who sold vintage NFTs to rekindle, I mean, you could be out of NFTs for a while. Like even already, you could have maybe had some CryptoPunks or Neon Cats, and then when you go and you get out of them for a while because you made your money, you're not really into them. But that's IP that's not really well known. Most people in the world will not know what a Neon Cat is, or a CryptoPunk, or even a Bored Ape, and that's one of the biggest IPs of NFTs. Why? Just because it's such a new technology, and a lot of people, we really get into these fish bowls like, oh, have you heard of this? Have you heard of that? And some people have. A lot of people know what moonbirds are, and they know what a fuck is. PHUQ. PHUQ is known as a fuck. They're ducks, and they're called fucks. So some people know these types of things. Goat Society, whatever, Feeshes, but that's just in our own community. Step outside our community, and people look at you like two heads. Like you're talking about Dungeons and Dragons. You're talking about this weird stuff that nobody's even sure what it is. I forget what the point was with this. Oh yeah, when you find a digital collectible that's something like, if we don't have Nickelodeon, I don't think so. Blue's Clues would be. I was just watching a video on Blue's Clues, like saying how Blue is really an alien, and it was a really good video. Let's say Adventure Time, or we don't have a regular show. Let's say like Powerpuff Girls, something that I don't know. I used to watch back in the day. That to me was like the coolest thing. Yeah, Ghostbusters is great, and DeLoreans are cool, and Batman's always great. He's pretty popular with everyone. But not everybody watched Adventure Time or Powerpuff Girls. In fact, when you were a young lad, you kind of had to keep on the DL, on the down low, that you're watching Powerpuff Girls. Why? Because it looked like it was meant for girls, and you just didn't want to be a little girl. Well, I didn't. Some may have, but when you see those digital, like that's not exactly what sold it for me. I was already interested in this anyway, but that was like, oh, this is cool. I think one of my first things that I bought was an Ice King. I think it was either a Loch Ness Monster or an Ice King. Both of because they were cool. That's stuff that you like. And I at this time I had already sold my Pokemon cards for Omi. So I thought I was done collecting because why would you collect things that are only going to appreciate so much when you can go and sell it and get Omi and it'll appreciate a lot. Despite my better judgment, like there's a comic book where I think Hela or someone's talking to Thor about Loki, and this is one of the storylines where Loki's like dead, and Thor says, "Yes, he was a pain in my butt, but despite myself, I miss." It's like same thing. Despite knowing that Omi is probably going to outperform almost everything on the Veve app, why do I have 68 sets? So close to 69. We're coming nice down below 69. Why do I collect it? Because it's fun and it's addictive and it's cool to see yourself go from 1 set to 5 sets to 10 sets and have the amount of collectibles go up. It feels like you're winning. It feels like you're progressing at life. And I've been going on for 19 minutes. I won't go on too long. I'll just do this one more thing. These kinds of stores incompatible created NFTs, antithesis collectability. Oh yeah, so they were talking about truly closed ecosystems, and they were talking about Pokemon TCG Online. Yeah, not a ton of people collect those, and I imagine CS:GO skins and Fortnite skins would be more popular if you didn't have to sell them on eBay or sell accounts. Sure, but that's what Immutable X is for. If you think Veve is going to stay a closed system forever, you're wrong. It's not. I mean, yeah, will some things leave the ecosystem before others? Sure, absolutely. Will stuff get on Immutable X before it'll get on OpenSea or GameStop or Coinbase NFT? Yeah, absolutely. But that's just that's just kind of how I see it. Anyway, I'll do a whole video for that at some point. Bill Garner says, first like, let's go. T-Rex video was sweet. So glad I got the set. Yeah, I'm glad I got the set too. I got that set. There's a whole bunch of Jurassic Park sets. I think I only have 2 or 3. Wes says, the real Daddy Chavez. Thank you so much. Lucas says, Randy, can't wait for the next bull run. There's been so many people that have been messaging me like, Randy, is this the next bull run? Did we reach bottom? And it's like, probably not. People were really looking at, inflation going from like, I think 7.7 to 7.5. And, they saw this mini run that we had with NFTs, not just with Veve NFTs. It was with all NFTs out there. And this is the other thing that I'm really interested about. Yeah, a lot of other things were up, 5 and 10 and 20%, and even Veve or Omi was up, I think 9% on one point. Gala was up huge, but Sandbox's Sand and Decentraland's Mana were up well over 20% each. And why? It's because they're metaverse tokens. Decentraland has no business. Decentraland's Mana has zero business. Goose egg going up that much. Why? Because there's just no one there. Like, look at the Telegram groups, look at the Discord, look at the active players that are on there. It's just no business. It's the same thing I recall when Doge was like, it finally reached over the 1 cent barrier, to 3 cents to 5 cents. Get in. All right, guys, it already like 10x. Is it going to 10x again? Is it going to 10x again? Probably not. And then, of course, it 10x again. Because it went up to like 75 cents. And I was like, okay, this has like no utility. This has no use case. It's just Elon Musk pumping it. It's not even flat. Forget being deflationary. It was not even like, hey, we minted a certain amount of tokens. I don't know how many more Doge gets minted every single day, but it's a ton. It's like there's no reason for it to be up there. And then it came crashing down, and then it went up again a little bit. But I see the same thing going to happen with Decentraland's Mana. Like, there's no one there like using it. It's not a good thing. It's like recur. It's like, how many people are actually actively buying what they have on recur? How many people are actively selling, and how many people are not actively selling because they gave up? It's like when the jobs reports numbers come out and they show that, okay, well, here is unemployment, and what happens with unemployment, they count the people that have service jobs, like, a maid or a waitress or a bartender. They count those part-time jobs as employment with full-time jobs. And not only that, but they go and they don't count the people that have stopped giving up looking for work. I'm really curious to see the numbers on recur and how many people are actually buying the passes, and then buying the NFTs. How many people are actively selling, and how many people are not selling, not because they're hodling, but because they actually gave up. Well, they wrote that off as a loss, and maybe they'll come back to it in 10 years, and maybe something, has some value, maybe. I mean, I think Hello Kitty on there, first Hello Kitty on the blockchain, probably going to still be worth something, regardless of what happens to recur. I think some of the Hey Arnold and the Rugrat stuff, again, they're JPEGs. I think with one of those, you might be able to get like 3 months discount at Paramount, or 3 months free at Paramount. I know they had something with that, but even with that utility, there was like not a lot of volume with that. And I don't mean to like poop on recur. I poop on most other platforms, because most other platforms are not making money. I think outside of Veve, I think Palm is that exception where, they have Batcals, and then they have the comics that come out, and then they have Hero, each season that they're doing. Speaking of which, I'll be doing some videos and advertisements for the Hero 1 of 1, the Batman. That's it's just a 1 of 1. There's no other. It's not like the Joker, where even though it was super rare, where it had 1,000 digital cards, this only has 1 digital card, and it is. I don't know what that's going to go for. That could really, really cause some waves in a good way. When you have, and I'll do a video on this, I'll do another live on this at some point. when you have that card, that'll go for tens of thousands. How many tens of thousands? Is it going to be 10,000 or is it going to be 80,000? Anywhere in between? I don't know. Why? It's a one of one of the first Batman on as a trading card on the blockchain, and not only that, it's super scarce. People love scarce things. You know why is Yamna in Pokemon, the little dragonfly thing? Why is that so coveted in the Pokemon Neo Discovery or Neo Revelation? I think it's Neo Discovery. Why is that so coveted? It's not because it's a playable Pokemon that's really cool. Yama is probably nobody's favorite Pokemon. Why does the first edition PSA 10 go for thousands of dollars? It's because there's so few of them. It's really hard to grade, and there's not a lot. Same thing with Smeargle. Smeargle is not really a playable, powerful Pokemon. Goes for a lot because there's not a ton of them, and if you want the whole set, or if you want, it's just so few and far between. People love scarcity, and yes, in NFTs, people love utility. With this, I really don't think you'll need one. I don't think you'll need utility just because of how scarce it is and of the historical factor that it has. But I guarantee you there's going to be some articles written about that card as the auctions go on. And they'll say, okay, yeah, we're going to go and write an art, like Go Collect might write an article saying, hey, this one of one digital collectible will go for record price of 30,000, however much it goes for. Some people will read that and they'll be like, okay, I'm going to go into Hero. I'm going to go and buy all these amazing bat cows and buy all these amazing things. They'll find their way to Veve NFTs. They'll buy a bunch of those and then they'll leave. Yeah, I've seen it happen before. Anyway, moving on. Are we in the next bull run? Long-winded response, Lucas. I don't think we're in the next bull run. That'd be great, but yeah, I still think there's going to be some more short-term pain, but we'll see. Carlos Castro says fire. Vivi Zombie says, yo Randy, what up? Yo, what up, Vivi Zombie? I'm realizing I have a lot of hair on my face. I gotta shave soon. Vivi Zombie says, Omi to the moon. Yes, agreed, sir. Omi to the moon. Actually, what I'm going to do now that I've been going on for a little while, I'm going to go and ask people if they can go smash that like button. Free way to help support the channel. You the best. You the man. Okay, where was I? Got some notifications from there. I'm not going to think about that now. Okay, moving on. Nomad the guitar says, yo, what up, Nomad? Some girl, Brittany, says, hi, Randy, in chat. Hi, girl. Sorry, I'm seeing this 30 minutes later. My bad. Jason Lawrence says, let's get this bread, Randy. What up, Jason? Hope you're doing well. Justin says, Wes is dead. Wait, why is Wes? Oh, the real Daddy Chavez. That's why. Doctor Strange. What up, fam? Says, what up, Randy? I hope you're doing well. Then Marquez says, comment, can't stay, but came to hit that like button real quick. Say hello to you super quickly. Hi, some girl Brittany, aka LL. Hope you're well. Take care. LL. Does that stand for Lady Falling? Walmart chair? For what is LL? Lady Luck? Lady Chair? Whenever I think of someone's nickname for Brittany, it's usually the Walmart chair going, and then she goes, ah. Great video. She has it pinned on her Twitter. Dana Marquez's comment, Doctor once again. Belgar says, bring back when I was a kid and saw Jurassic Park for the first time. Yeah, I remember. That was I remember. Well, oh yeah. So those were really great. But I remember in last summer, I go with my friend. We'll call him Morbo, as he's known on the utility Discord. He's got a podcast called Stumbling Down History Road, where they get really drunk and they smoke, they get really high, and they talk about history, and it's pretty fun. I was on there once, and it's definitely stumbling down. It's not a straight path. You talk about something, somebody thinks about something else, they get a high thought or a drunk thought. It's wild. It's a crazy time. But I was with him, and we went to see the double feature of Jurassic Park. They showed the first movie, and then they showed the new movie. And I had a couple Long Islands, and I was just feeling myself, and I hadn't seen Jurassic Park in so long. I hadn't seen it in probably probably like 5 or 6 years or whatever, and maybe it was longer than that. I think when the first one of the new trilogy came out with Chris Pratt, I think it was 2015. I remember me, Ashley, Jesse snuck our friend Hawks in because like we snuck him in. He didn't have a ticket. We like opened the emergency. Yeah, it was wild. Um, but after we saw that, we watched the first one like that next day. So I think it was like the last time I'd seen Jurassic Park. The first one was like 2015. So again, I'm tipsy, I'm feeling myself, and then just the when you see the dinos like I was just like, oh, and just one single tear just came down. I was like, oh, it's beautiful. And I forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah, we were just talking about a first time seeing Jurassic Park. I don't know. I think it was just better when I was an adult because I don't know. I think you appreciate things more when you're older. Some girl already says, Daniel, hi, sending you a big hug. Comment. SoCal Omi Homie says, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Why do I? Oh, the Mummy. The Mummy returns when Evie and or Eva or whatever her name was, and the kid and the guy from the Magi. They're like defending the O'Connell home. There's the big brawly red robed like black dude's like good evening, and then anyway. Sorry, moving on. Justin says face mask. Yeah, so it was like early in the Earth 2 days where it was me and Arya Realty that were the only Earth 2 YouTubers that were covering the project. And I and so this was in, late 2020. Somebody made a face mask of the real let me see if I could find that. Or I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. The real Randy Chavez mask. Oh yeah, here it is. CelebrityFacemasks.com. And you could buy the Randy Chavez. I don't know how many people bought it. The real Randy Chavez face mask, celebrity E2 YouTube star. All our faces are made from 350 GSM smooth card, nice and thick. Is this a sexual thing? They are full color. Oh, color. They spelt it with an OU, so they're British or something. Anyway, they are full color, digitally printed for high quality. All ours are perfect for that fancy dress party, work dinners, Xmas party, or just a night out on the town. All our celebrity or custom party face masks are water resistant. All come up carefully packed inside a board package envelope cut to shape with eye holes, and elastic is supplied. Simply tie on your elastic and away you go. Yeah, this is insane. But yeah, you could buy one for $3 hairs. Again, the real Randy Chavez face mask, celebrity E2 star. I never saw a penny from that. So yeah. They didn't tell me. They didn't ask me that they were doing it. They didn't tell me. Somebody just sends it. Hey, guess what I found? I was like, oh, geez. So, yeah, good times. Obi Panda says, hey, Randy, Dashian fam. Hi. Saying, hey, Justin and Brittany. Oh, Justin said the Wendy verse. Oh, dude, the Wendy verse. I cannot wait for when are they coming out with it? That's actually that's in my top 5 metaverses that I'm most excited about is the Wendy's verse. Cannot wait for it. Just says, hi, some girl. Hey, Panda. Meow. Carlos Castron says, I think it's because they were at DCon, so they probably decided to only show artist digital collectibles. That's possible. It's possible as well. You had some Feesh in there, too. Mm-hmm. JKRB says, hi, Randy. Check out new ODB vid later. Very interesting. ODB, orange, not orange bag lady. What who's ODB? Who's ODB? Tell me who ODB is. Am I derping here? Let me know. Justin says, yeah, I was into Pokemon as a kid. We threw them at the walls. Really? Oh. Are you trolling? Because I don't why would you throw them at the walls? Like, I could understand not knowing how to battle and not knowing how to evolve your cards and not knowing that. And maybe you can say, oh, I have a Charizard, and you don't use a Charmander first, and you don't use the energies, and you don't evolve them. But yeah, that's interesting. Oh, Bill Gardner says, Beanie Babies are not tech. NFTs are. I know. Agreed. Well, Ali31 says NFTs make sense because of all tech is moving towards AR and VR. Agreed, 100%. And again, this person says like, oh, I don't believe that blockchain technology is the future. I was like, you can't see the future. I will respond though in kind. Well, he says it's the next medium for how we consume entertainment and beyond. Agreed. Just says, who's calling Beanie Babies tech? I'm a bunk them. Well, he says, I'm pretty sure with every new tech, the masses will try to reject, but then will become mainstream, like internet, email, telephone, smartphone, VR, AR. Agreed. Mike 8 says, what Veve is going to do once they release Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, of course, sell collectibles, but also sell trading packs to open the nostalgia. Again, there's no guarantee that we get the Pokemon license. There's no guarantee we get the Yu-Gi-Oh! License. That is all up in the air. It's, you know, remember in, was it episode 1? I think it was episode 1 in Fellowship of the Ring when Gandalf is talking to Lord Elrond and says, it isn't men we must play. Wait, hold on. It isn't men where we must place our hope now. It's like men. Men are weak. That's such a good scene. That's such a good... Anyway. Oh, okay, there we go. It is with David that we must place our faith in now. All like you know how in the Fairly Odd Parents Christmas special they I need this again. In the Fairly Odd Parents Christmas special where Timmy wishes for every day to be Christmas, and they explain why they can't undo the wish is because Cosmo and Wanda explain that every single fairy in Fairy World or wherever they are on Christmas Eve. They line up in Fairy World somewhere and they give their power, they give all of their magic to Santa Claus because he's the one that needs it most. I feel like in that same breath, we got to give David all of our magic. We got to give him all of our, like, am I Goku? And like, people of Earth, give me your energy because like he needs it. He needs it to get that Pokemon license. And honestly, how many hundreds of thousands of people are there that really want this? If we all gave $10 and it was like, here's $1 million, Pokemon, just give us a license. I think we could do it. I think we could totally do it. We should get like some address where you could send a whole bunch of money and be like, all right, Pokemon, this is for you. Give us you take this. You need this Pokemon. Give us that license. We'll do it. I'll do it. Am I simple plan at any point in the mid 2000s because I do anything just sorry. Chai Tonka, hope I pronounced that right, says that T-Rex roar is heckin' sick. Yo, my guy. You don't know the half of it. And I get it. Chavez, aren't you on a diet? Chavez, didn't you just get a movie role? Chavez, this is not the... Okay, you're right. But I thought that I was going to have to do the shoot in April. And then I find out that they have to give the casting director 6 months notice before they do the shoot. So they have to give this person who's also has power over casting 6 months notice before they shoot. And they haven't given him that notice yet. So most likely this will not happen until late summer or maybe later this year. So this is probably not coming out for like another 2-ish years, give or take. Yeah, so I don't just have like 3.5, 4 months. You know, I don't just have 3 months. I have probably 6 months to get in shape. So fight me. Moving on. NFT Hodler says Kyle's videos last few days are sick. Dude, Kyle is such a great person. He's so chill. He's a real dude. He's a real one. Look how. Mike 8 says, I believe that Nintendo and Pokemon can eventually create their own metaverse aspect way in the future, but I also think they won't mind releasing collectibles / cards with Veve as well. Money is money. Yeah, money is money. And here's the thing, like, if I was David and I was negotiating with Pokemon, I would say like, okay, Pokemon, here, and maybe I should make this a video as like an open letter Pokemon because I think I have a really good idea here. I really, the New York, it just came out. Sorry. I think I have a really good idea here. Wow, I'm having real issues with that. Um, maybe the dairy that's in the beef burrito is slowing down my WPM. That is words per minute for those of you that have never watched Gilmore Girls or never been on the debate team. Okay, anyway, if I'm David and I go to Pokemon and I say, you guys, you have built-in fans around the world. Maybe 10% would buy whatever you make, regardless if it was good or bad. That's the power of your IP. I get that. But that'll only go so far. Let's take, for example, one of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all times, Tom Brady. The greatest of all time quarterbacks, if you ask me, even though he beat up on the Jets for many years, my team that I grew up with. Anyway, yeah, you take a look at him and his millions of Twitter followers and whatever, having the power of autograph.io, making the first Tom Brady NFTs, with Tiger Woods and Wayne Gretzky as their star power. Take a look at them. How much star power do they have? How many decades of people idolize them and would do stuff just because they're associated with it? Okay, well, look at their NFTs. Crap. NFTs are I mean, yeah, the Tom Brady NFTs at some point might be something in the future just because they were the first of his, but they're not doing so well now. There's been no hype around that, and they tried. That should go to show you. Same thing with Recur that has Hello Kitty and has Nickelodeon. Why aren't people super pumped and excited about that? And again, I love my Batcal Hero Palm family. Batcals, they had like 200,000 of them. They sold a little more than 5%, a little more than 6%, but they sold less than 13,000. I don't know what it is that made Veve so magically popular, lightning in a bottle, but they have it. So again, if I'm David and I'm going to Pokemon, I say, like, you could put out whatever you want, crap, and 10% of your fan base will probably buy it, most likely. Or you could put out premium digital collectibles that are going to be far beyond anything anyone else can do, and you'll be a star. It'll be the top of the top, and this will be a great line item number. And not only that, we take all the risk. If we put it out and it fails, you didn't fail, Veve failed. If we put it out and it's a success, you get the success. You get those brownie points. You can go to constituents, you can go to your family, you can go to whoever and say, guess what I did? Even though we have the proven system of success. And then they could go on and say, you throw around numbers like deals like Microsoft. Microsoft has kind of been kicking your butt, Nintendo, in a lot of different things. And they're not stopping anytime soon. Remember that $69 billion deal they had with Activision Blizzard? Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. Yeah, they're not stopping there. Yeah, they're going to get Blizzard to make Microsoft's own metaverse, which is going to be astounding. You can't tell me that it's not. But they're also about to pay about how many billions of dollars for to own 49% of ChatGPT? They're going to disrupt Google. They are going to disrupt everything. They are about to take their place ahead of every other gaming system in the world. You can slow them down if you'd like, and we can help with that. But you're going to have a harder time without us. The NFT venture, again, what is the worst that can happen if you partner with us, with Veve? Maybe not all your stuff sells out in 1 second, although it probably will. It has been tried when people go to their constituents and their fans and say, hey, buy my NFTs. It almost never works. Or we could take our system and go to the people that want to buy NFTs and say, hey, buy this IP. It always works. And that's, again, I'll maybe make that a video, open letter to Nintendo, open letter to Pokemon, whatever. This is, they would get I don't want to say none of the risk. I mean, they could have like a patsy that they could just blame it on. Like, it was this person, fire that guy or gal, whatever. But that's almost a guaranteed reward. Pretty much guarantee of a reward. Anywho, moving on. Bill Gardner says, a guy was comparing Beanie Babies as a fad, just like NFTs. They're not even remotely the same. I agree with you 100%. All Chat Gaming says straight fire. Bill Gardner says, somebody list their Walt for 2.8K so I can buy it. Oh, Bill Gardner, you missed your chance, man. Well, you might see that again. If the 12th happens and inflation goes up in a couple of days and things come crashing right back down, then you might see it down there again. Or you might not. It's Schrodinger's partner statue right now. Nobody knows. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Sorry. Omar Casada says, got more Omi yesterday. 00086. Heyo. Smarty Pants 187 says, was good. Popping in before my workout. 6 Plutos to go. Oh my god, 394. Plutos went up to like 123 the other day. I know they're back down to like 104, give or take. Why, thank you. Thank you. Hope the algo for the win. Let's take a look now. Let's see what the Plutos are. Shall we? Let's shall. It is not. Okay, there we go. I will keep on finding to. Ooh. All right, there's only 47 of them out there, and floor of 109. And my guy, you said you got 394, 396, 394, 6. Wild, man. Wild thing. You make my heart sing. You make everything groove. That's, like I said, absolutely insane. Super happy for you. Bill Garner says, haha, just finished going on a run while show started. Hey, yo. Sorry, Harris says, can you share the link to the video? It's on my Twitter, so just go to my Twitter and it'll be there. Bill Garner says, gets me pumped up like the I am the tiger. Smarty Pants says, Bill, nice. Nice, mate. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, Harris says, oh yeah, I just read that. Can I share the link to the cover? Again, it's on the Twitter. Justin says, I finished eating Taco Bell. Nice. Darth Chaos says, hello there. General Darth Chaos. Brittany's Walmart share. This life chose me. God's entry says Veveverse. Him and Justin laughing at Brittany's Walmart share. Good times. Bill Gardner says, I'll never forget seeing Jurassic Park with my dad, and when it was finished, we were so blown away. We walked into the next theater and watched it again. Oh no, he passed away about 15 years ago, and that NFT brings me back. Oh, that's a good. You're never selling that. You're never selling that. I probably will hodl that one for life just for that memory. I understand 100%. Justin says, T-Rex roar, hyper masculinity. T-Rex can be as masculine as it wants to be. It is what it is. We need some of that masculinity. We need a lot of it back. I'm trying as hard as I can with the beard here, and I'll get jacked eventually. Tamara Hannah says, hi, Randy. So Veve Magic, when last time you were on stream, Veve Magic called you Tammy. I was like, oh, Tammy, that's a cute nickname. So Miss Tamara Hannah, I will call you Tammy. Justin says, Veve didn't join the silly Billy business. Okay, I'm sorry. I got it. Let's do this again. What time? What business do you think I'm in? Am I in the silly business or the Billy business? Neither. I'm in the empire business. Oh god, that's such a good line. Such a good line. But so just saying Veve didn't join the silly Billy business. They're in the empire. Oh, so good. So I love that line. Timer Hannah says, nice. Living Aloha says 10 billion. Was that the 10 billion for the Microsoft Chat GPT? Let me go and. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, chat. Yeah. Microsoft Chat GPT. No, I didn't want to open that. Yep, 10 billion. Oh, wow, it's $10 billion. Good lordy, are they going ham on their bank? It's like Bob Iger just buying up Disney and Star Wars and Marvel. They're just doing everything. Bob Iger buying. I'm sorry, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars. Yeah, all that. And X-Men, Fox. Just the absolute beast of a guy, dude. All right, so this is why I am so bullish on Bob Iger coming back. Like, give me, say 15 seconds. Huh? Oh. Okay. Why am I so... All right, so how did Bob Iger come back into this position? Okay. He first starts off a few years ago after completing all these acquisitions, making these deals, and like a dog that gets a taste for blood, you can't untaste that. So he leaves, he goes to Genie, he's doing stuff. He misses making deals. So a couple years ago, when the Don't Say Gay bill came out, I think Bob Chapek did the right thing and just completely stayed out of it. He's just like, nope, we ain't talking about that. We don't talk about Bruno. It's like, we're not talking about that. And then Bob Iger goes on Twitter and he's like, yeah, it is the responsibility of these companies to go and make sure that their employees are taken care of and, to say something. So Bob Chapek goes and he says, and he tries to get the employees behind him, and he tries to fight with DeSantis and the Floridian government. And I don't think he was expecting DeSantis to fight back, but Bob Iger knew that he would. Disney takes a giant hit, and then what happens? And then Bob Iger gets asked to come back to Disney. He's back to doing deals, back to doing the thing that he loves. He gets to come in as the hero. And when he was first asked, hey, what do you make of the whole Don't Say Gay bill thing with DeSantis and Disney? Bob Iger says, no comment. This is the most baller gangster move in history. The guy wishes that he was back as CEO, goads the current CEO into going into war with the Floridian government. Disney loses, I don't know how many tens of millions of dollars as a result of that, if not billions. And then when he gets brought back in, he chooses what Bob Chapek did and just chooses to say nothing. That is the most absolute gangster move that I've ever seen from a CEO. And I've seen lots of things happening from CEOs. And he murdered him, dude. Straight up murdered him. And it was wild. That's the type of guy I want doing deals. That's the type of guy I want at Disney. Vince McMahon right now is very, very poised upon selling WWE. Where could he sell to? Who's back at Disney but none other than Bob Iger. The king of making it. Him and Trump would have a gay old time together. I mean that in the Flintstones, have a gay old time. I don't mean that and they'll be doing stuff to each other. I mean that in like they would have a fantastic time together making deals. And why? Because this is what he does. It would be so amazing for Disney to acquire WWE and then in turn for those WWE characters to be on Veve. Hulk Hogan Veve, Eddie Guerrero Veve, the Macho Man Randy Savage, Chavez on Veve, Sergeant Slaughter. There's so like Jesse the Body Ventura, like all these old school people, Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan going at it, Undertaker, Kane, and then the slightly less older, you got Rob Van Dam, Rey Mysterio, Eddie and Chavo Guerrero. I don't care what happened. I still want a Chris Benoit one. You have a bunch of the new ones. You have John Cena, you have Booker T, you have all these amazing, amazing wrestlers. Roman Reigns, the man, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey. Like, you have so many characters. You have Jake the Snake, you have Doink the Clown. There's hundreds of these characters that would, oh my God, they would do so well. They would do so well. And the accessories, not just a blue cape for your Todd. Rey Mysterio, 100 different masks. Eddie Guerrero with 50 different leggings with his fire pants and boots. Kurt Angle, like gold medal without the gold medal. There'd be so much to do. Oh my God. I'm sorry I'm freaking out right now, but the possibilities are endless. So yeah, needless to say, I've thought about this once or twice, and I forget where this was going. Silly Billy, 10 billion. Oh yeah, so 10 billion. I don't know where I was going with this, but yeah, I want all that to happen, and I think him coming back is a very good thing. I also think that he's going to make an offer to buy Veve, because again, he's the king of deals. I also suspect that he might actually sell Disney to Apple, or that something like that might try to happen or be acquired to happen. Yeah, I expect many great things from Disney, WWE, Apple over the next couple of years, and Veve. I expect Bob Iger to make an offer to David and Dan for Veve. They're not publicly traded, so it's not like he could just buy up a bunch of shares. Yeah, moving on. Where was I? Yeah, 10 billion for Microsoft. It's wild. It says Chameleon wanted you guys to know that they're there if you list your Walt at 2.2K. Okay, so I understand that they're there if you want to list at 2.2K, but Bill Gardner wanted to buy at 2.8K. So I'm going to say that Bill Gardner's got this, I think. Matt John says, yo, Randy, what's up, brother? I bought another 5 million Omi. I have a little over 10 million. Let's get this bread. I love this game. What do you say? I hope that's enough. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is going to hit. Not financial advice, not financial advice. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Okay, Max Payne. Two more years. Max. But I don't know. Even when we were asked 2 days ago, or on the Akomiverse with Jordan Riz and Danny the Bull and Dr. Stuff and Crypto Rain and me, the most bearish person there was Danny the Bull, saying 0.002 to 0.004 by the end of the year. Most bullish person there was, I don't know, most bullish person there was Crypto Rain. Say that we could, depending on what happens, and he didn't give a timeline for this. He didn't say by the end of the year, just said at some point, can owe me 1,000 or 2,000x? And he said, I don't know. And I was like, well, 1,000x is like 80 cents. And I don't think we get there. I mean, I guess in the next bull run, it's possible. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen, but most likely that would be, later in the decade. Listen, like, what happens when Omi reaches 10 cents? Okay, well, if you have 10 million, you have $1 million. And again, so if you have 10 million Omi, most likely you're probably worth, with everything. I don't know if you have a house, I don't have whatever, but it's a lot easier to get 10 million Omi now than it was, a year ago, 2 years, because a year ago it was like 0.008. It would cost you $80,000, but now it only costs, like 9,000, 10,000, whatever. If you go and you say, hey, I want to, even if you have 100, if you have 10 million Omi, I'm going to go out and say that, and again, this isn't a knock against you. This is just the way I see things. You've probably never had $100,000 in your bank account, but with 10 million Omi, you will probably within the next 2 years, probably have $100,000 in your bank account. Why? Because at, again, 10 cents, that's $1 million. At 1 cent, that's $100,000. Because that would be $10,000 per Omi, or $10,000 per million Omi, and you'd have 10, so that's 100,000. Guys, the first 6 figures, first 100,000 is the hardest. I am not lying. The first 100,000 is the hardest, and it is Remember when Qui-Gon was talking to Anakin Skywalker and says, "Training to become a Jedi is not an easy challenge, and even if you succeed, it's a hard life." The road to becoming a millionaire is not for the weary. It is simple, but it is not easy. And again, for someone like me that had really no formal education, for someone like me that, if you're like me that have no formal education, you started at 26 with less than $3,000 in your bank account. You can do it by 30. You can do it in 4 years. I don't know if I would do that again, because that was insane, what I did, and it aged me quite a lot. As you can tell, I do not look 32. I probably look 42, but yeah. You can do it, but again, even 100K is more than most people in the world will ever get. I'll say that again. If you have $100,000 to your name in the bank account, or in crypto, wherever, it doesn't really matter. You are that's the 1%. Not in America, it's in the world, but you are ahead of 99% of people in the world. Most people will never get that. Why? Because it's freaking hard. I get it. It's easier if you went to college and you're in finance and you make 150,000 a year and you only spend 50 a year, and you can get that just by saving, not necessarily by investing. But it's kind of hard. Yeah, not everyone can do that. So 10 million OMI, I think is quite it depends on what your lifestyle is. Depends on what you want to do. It depends on what you want to do with the money. It depends if you have a family. $1 million when you have a wife and kid or kids is really not that much money. It's not. It's a decent house in even middle America, a couple $100,000. Okay, and then I don't know if you want your kids to go to college or not, but maybe you don't want them graduating with, 100,000 in debt, and you want to help them with it, and you don't want to help them go to school, or it's just, $1 million is, depending on your lifestyle, not a ton of money. Now for me, I could make $1 million last forever, because I'm very, very cheap. You could see the room I'm in; it's very small, but yeah. Moving on. Where was I? Justin says LOL. Tamara says Tammy is good. Copy that, Tammy. Matt Jones says hit that like button, peeps. Smash it, smash it. Living Aloha says 10 billion is on top of the billion they invested in 2019. Gotcha. Jordan Reeves was just talking about you. All good things. All good things. Says yo Randy, owe me to the moon, to the moon. I can't wait for this to mean something. Not cashing out when I had the chance, or at least a partial cash out when I was a millionaire. Yeah, that's a bad beat. That's rough. But again, been here before, except now with obviously a little more money and recognize that tree. It's a lot easier now. Anywho, moving on. Bill Gardner says, plus, what Disney was putting in their recent movies was ridiculous for kids. Glad to see Iger back. Hopefully he will slow the woke. Yeah, I don't see them being too woke about Iger's back. I think they'll scale back a lot of things. Ginferno says, howdy. Howdy, 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 howdy. JKRB says, ODB, Omi Daily Burn. Ah, yes. It's a good lad. It's a good lad. I'll go and check that out. Just says, Chameleon is from the Walt Veve comments. Ha 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 ha. Oh, ha ha ha. Bill Gardner says, got to get a Walt at some point. I mean, if you have Omi, you'll have your chance. You'll get it at some point. I mean, again, what is more likely to 10x the quickest? Well, actually, I would actually say the partner statue has a better chance of 10xing first before Omi. What's going to 100x first? Omi. but yeah, I mean, 100xing for the partner statue would be 300,000, and I'm not saying it won't get there. I know it'll be 100,000 at one point, but what's going to 100x first? Omi is, I'm pretty sure, going to 8 cents before that goes to 300,000. Yeah, that's just my opinion. It should only take a couple of years. Anywho, what was Yeah, I gotta go to Walt. PlanetVampire.com says, I need to stop compulsively buying secret rare She-Hulks and get some more Omi, lol. Still only have 2.5 million. Ah! Yeah, man, you got this, Planet Vampire. You got this, Omi. You got it. I believe in you. Although, I have a secret rare She-Hulk and an ultra rare She-Hulk. I got the set, and she's pretty cool. She's pretty scarce. I like her. Justin says, I hope the Grail's pumped before we get Pokemon. Sorry if we get Pokemon. Yeah, that'd be nice to be able to sell something for like 20,000 and then 20,000 for Pokemon, you know? Oh god. Oh, my hiccups. Oh god. Thank you, Tammy, for saying I do not look 42. You are very kind. Appreciate it. Jordan Reed says everyone needs 100 million Omi. Go, not financial advice. Yeah. Although I'm not gonna lie. There are some people that if they were to get 100 million Omi, and people would just spend it, and I know what they would do with it. Again, not everybody, but a lot of people would just. It's very easy to spend. I thankfully have never sold an Omi. I will not. Omi can get cut in half. Omi could. I can't. It's silly. It's silly to sell down here. Now again, if you got some at 0.007 or 0007, and you see it at 0009 or you want, and yeah, take the 40% increase if you want. You know, you'll have more trading options. But I just I couldn't. I'm in it for the long haul, for the long game. Matt John says, I'm doing okay. I'm self-employed, but I buy more Omi, but the wifey, I'm trying to stay married. LOL. Yeah. It is. I know a couple people that the wifey would make them not do things, and it's like okay, well, if I can talk to the wifey, why are you with your partner in the first place? Probably because they made some, they were a cowboy. They made some risky moves that got them in this position in the first place. There are some women that are interested in me. Okay, why? Probably because I had made some cowboy moves when I was younger to be in the position that I am now. And it's so strange that women will go for you when they'll go for the result. They'll go for what you are right now. And if you try to do something for your future, the same things that got you to where you are now, why that person is attracted to you right now, they'll say no. And I have an idea why. And this, I could be completely off base here. I could be completely unjustified, but I think I am justified. I think I'm right. When partners don't want you to do something, house set it, 8s marry 8s, 2s marry 2s, 4s marry 4s. Most likely the partner, and again, there's exceptions to this rule, and most likely partners are about where you are on the dominance hierarchy. If you go and make this risky move, one of two things happen. Either the risk does not pay off, you lose a bunch of your money, which affects the wife, or it does pay off, you have a ton of money, and then now suddenly you have a lot more options than you did before, and then the wife is like, hey, this is a horrible, horrible thing for me, because the wife loses either way. So yeah, I completely understand when the wifeys are just like, hey, no. Because, it just does not spell good things for them. So I get it. Moving on. Jordan Reed says, haha, being married is overrated. Oh, he says jokes. He's married. He's got kids. Kid or kids? One or two, I think. Matt Johnson says, I have all of the above. House, wife, and 3 kids. Whoo, lordy. You busy. You use an ATM. You got, yeah. Oh, I remember this guy Wayne that I used to work with. I felt so bad for this dude. It was kind of his own doing, but not really. He would just be like, yeah, my wife doesn't give me any, and the kids, they think I'm an ATM. They only talk to me when they want money or they want to ride somewhere. And I was like, oh my God, Wayne, your life sounds so depressing. Thank you for the birth control and anti-marriage control, because that sounds awful. But despite all that, he would keep telling me, Chavez, you're gonna want kids. You're gonna want kids one day. Is like, based on the stories you're telling me, it does not sound like I'm gonna want kids. Like, listen, I don't like kids. They're annoying. They're sticky and they're dumb and they're moochy. But think about how much love you feel when a dog comes up to you and they give you the puppy dog eyes and they cuddle you. It's like, yeah, I love that feeling. That's great. Like, listen, Chavez, 1,000 times better when it's a kid, your own kid. I was like, really? Like, I don't. And he's like, no, serious. And I was like, oh. And I believe that he believes that. And yeah, it's probably true. It makes sense, but can't do it. Getting, oof. Oh, walls are closing in. All right. Does says, do your own independent Brown research. Yes. Living Aloha says, average price for home in Honolulu is $856,000. No. Oh, listen. Hawaii's great. So much that I've heard. I haven't been to Hawaii. I have a bunch of friends that are stationed in Hawaii. They love it. They are over the moon with how amazing they say it is. Couldn't do it, man. Couldn't do it. Not long term like that. I would get so brown. Do you know how brown I would get? Insane. Matt John says, I'm in California, so that doesn't help. Oh God, yeah, that's lordy. Matt Johnson, you do be paying for that Cali lifestyle. NFT Hero says, are you worried about the lack of progress on OMI last year? Around to say that they did was an article and one exchange. Well, I mean, last year, like I said, we were all right. I should say this: as far as 2021, we were supposed to get a bunch more exchanges because the transfer to Immutable X was only supposed to take so long, maybe a couple months. And then it took like 8 months, and then became the bear market, and that's why. So we were supposed to get a bunch. We were supposed to be extraordinarily well positioned for that last bull run, and then we weren't because, again, had a bunch of delays. But no, I mean, again, we've had other exchanges. It's just the only ones we planned, I think, was OKEX. The rest of them were just they renegade listed. They just listed because they don't need anyone's permission. They can just list by themselves, which is fine. But am I worried? No. I mean, it's like, okay, they're either going to list on exchanges or they're not. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Of course they're gonna list. When? I have no idea. MTR says, Reese and Puddin are not experts on tokenomics. I don't know if you've read the OMI utility project, or if you've read like the roadmap, or like, and they also did hire a tokenomics expert as well, for listing and for other stuff. But yeah, if you've taken a look at how incredibly intricate the OMI development roadmap is, and exactly all the ways that they are going to burn OMI, and all the ways that how they're going to make OMI an endangered heckin' species, you would have not made that comment, because they clearly know that. I would wager to say, oh God, I can't say this without sounding like a douche, and I'm so sorry. I would wager to say that everyone is good at something. Some people are multidisciplined at, some people are doctors. Some people are doctors and engineers. Some people are, they're multidisciplined. I'm not like that. I am good at a couple of things. Math, determining whether a company's undervalued or not, and I'm a pretty decent kisser. And hand-to-hand combat, maybe four things I'm good at. I would say, because of the math and whether a company is going undervalued or not, those go really hand in hand. And I am better at those two things than 99% of the rest of the world. When we go as far as whether a company is undervalued or not, 99.99999% of the rest of the world. My math is limited to, normal everyday stuff, but again, I could count cards and pretty freaking good. I can do simple math really quickly. The really complex stuff, like quantum and theoretical physics, that's new for me. But the really simple math I can do extraordinarily quickly. When you take a look at and again, with my specialty in that, Reese and Puddin Cheeks and probably Brock McBlockchain or anyone that had helped on the tokenomics are all smarter than me, at least in that one particular area, although they're probably smarter than me in most areas. At least in those, they were not only smarter than me in probably most areas, but they are definitely smarter than me in that one specific area. They definitely know what they're doing, and they made it in such an intricate and elegant way that if one thing is not like the others, if one thing is going to make us a security or whatever based on the new legislation that happens next year, then there's a way to amend that. It's malleable so that it can morph and it can change so that we stay clearly within the US guidelines of what needs to be done. NFT Hero says, what are Puddin's qualifications? Do you know? He's extraordinarily intelligent. And I don't know if you've ever owned a business. You want to hire, well, I mean, there's a whole bunch what you want to hire. There's a whole bunch that goes into hiring, but at the end of the day, you want someone that is competent and is a hard worker and they're loyal. Okay, it doesn't matter if they're hardworking or loyal if they can't do the job. If they're not competent, then they're not competent. The U.S. military decides that, and they decide that anyone with under an IQ of 82 is not fit to serve, because there isn't a job that they would be able to do that isn't absolutely counterproductive. In that same way, I'm not going to say that Veve and Akomi gives out IQ tests, but that's a multi-billion-dollar company. They are not going to trust the future of the token to just anyone. And they're going to give, and again, there are so few people that are in this space that you do have slim pickings on who to choose from. But that being said, especially competent people that are disagreeable enough to say to throw down bad ideas. Like when I say throw down, I mean like, oh, hey, we should do this. Have someone disagreeable enough say, actually, we should not do that because of X, Y, and Z. If you have someone that's too agreeable, they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, let's try to work this in and with our other stuff because I'm too much of a beta male to tell you that it's a bad idea. So Putin is obviously intelligent, conscientious, and disagreeable enough to shoot down bad ideas. And again, when you're a business owner, you want to hire as many of those people as possible. Why did I make more? Why did I work shoulder to shoulder with people that went to Ivy League schools? And why did I out-earn a bunch of them? It's again, has nothing to do with like the qualifications. Is can you do the job and how good are you at the job? Puddin, Brock, Reese, anyone that works at Veve and Akomi, they got those jobs for a reason. And it is not, I mean, yes, there's certain things that you would probably have to do. Or like, if I were to work for Veve, I would have to give up my channel. I'm not doing that. So, like, I don't care how much they offered to pay. I would contract for them if they say, hey, we need an idea. And I'd be like, okay, you don't have to pay me. It's for the good of the company. I'll, do X, Y, and Z. I've talked to Reese about that before, and it's, that's one thing. But actually working for the company and doing, I couldn't do because I just wouldn't give up the channel. But also because, there are, you have to be qualified. And I'm not saying that wouldn't be qualified. I mean, I don't know. Clearly, when you have other smarter people than me, at least on the tokenomic front, I would rather it be someone that is smarter than me, which would be those guys. If we're going to talk about other things, there are some things like you don't have to be the best at marketing or the best at video editing, but you have to be pretty heckin' good. So when you have some people that maybe give up their YouTube channel, or give up their personal things for Veve, it's probably because they're pretty heckin' good. Again, just throwing that out there. Common Zero says, "What I miss? We going to the moon yet or not?" I mean, we've gone up past couple days, but so is everything else. So it's not really I wouldn't say the moon. I would say give us a couple years on that, give or take. Just says they spent 100 million Omi on Mondo Megavins. It's wild. Jordan Reed says, haha, Matt, I got a house, wife, 2 kids, and I remortgaged twice for Omi. Omi! Oh, water's so good. Okay. Lagarde says, Omi's great, and I have some, but my spec is on collectibles, especially when we see videos like this. Common Zero says, still no word on new payout. They'll probably tell us in like before the end of the month who they have, and then they'll probably announce a date at some point next month saying like, hey, we're scheduled to get payout again in this month or this whatever. Probably get it at some point next quarter. Not about says, Randy, do you still have your Walt? I do not. I sold that for a Veve logo. Matt John says, at Jordan Riz, ha ha ha, you have the itch as well. Let's go. Let's get this bread. I love this game. Jordan Riz, haha, let's do it. Still trying to catch Randy's bag. I'm trying to increase my own bag. I haven't been able to increase my own bag in quite a long time. Hold on one second. Yes. Benefitos. What? Did I mention that it was going to be? Oh, never mind. 7. Okay, moving on. Where was I? Metalbot says 100 million Omi will make you attractive. I mean, yeah, 100 million Omi will. If like I feel like I go from like a 3 to a 5 when I mention that I have 100 million Omi. Yeah, I feel like. Yeah. Justin says, what if the SEC goes after Ethereum? I mean, they're stupid. They could try, but that'd be dumb. Bill Garner says, that T-Rex is pumped a bit, back up to 100. Yo, I gotta sell this T-Rex, bro. I gotta go find this T-Rex. All right, so I got the blue. I got 4 out of 4 blues, 3 out of 3 Jurassic World Dominion, and 4 out of 4 T-Rexes. Wow, yeah, it's at 100. And then if somebody buys the 100, then it jumps up to 120. I wonder what the sub 100s are. Cheapest sub 100 is 540. No one's going for that. No one's going for it. All right, moving on here. See what we got. Matt Johnson says, yeah, brother, hopefully we can get there one of these days. One of these days. PlanetEmpire.com says that they designed the OEP in such a way that you can play it simple as casual or get super nerdy and be successful. Either way, depending on how deep you want to go. Agreed. Empty Hero says, thanks for answering my questions. Cheers, cheers. Living Aloha says, what is Reese's background? I think he owned a catering business before this. He's been marketing. He's been with the company a long time. And again, that's the loyalty aspect. But I think Reese worked for, a year without getting paid because there was no money, or there was no money left. They did, whatever. They burned through what money they had. And then there was that Reese worked for like a year without pay. And then, so he deserves to be super successful, and he is already, but he will be more so. Again, there's a reason why he's moving to Portugal. There's a reason why Anyway, Wes says, if Earth 2 is so popular, where are all the Earth 2 YouTubers and Twitter spaces? There was a Twitter space on Earth 2 not too long ago. It was like a week and a half ago. For whatever reason, it wasn't showing up for me. It says it could not fetch space. I'm not sure why. But you have Pacey. You used to have Earth 2 Meta. He had a really hard time. Like somebody had doxed him, and like he's just so he had to like go away for a while. You did have Guidebook Gaming. Guidebook Gaming went like super dark. Like they don't do anything. Like they're very anti Earth 2 now for whatever reason. And then you have Pacey, you have me, you have Arya Realty. Earth 2 Mastery still does stuff every now and then. Again, with the name Earth 2 Mastery. So, I mean, there's a few of us. There's not as many as Veve, but there's never going to be as many as Veve. Veve has that in the bag, 100%. Milgarner says, I'm up to 1140-ish properties on Earth 2. Super popular, over 100,000 users. Get that bread. I love this game. Hen Diesel says, I have 2 ETH. Should I convert to OMI or wait for ETH to pump? There's probably going to be some different times where OMI will be down and ETH will be up, and there'll probably be multiple different times where you could do that. Are you going to time the market perfectly? Not consistently. Might get lucky once in a while, broken clock right twice a day, but for the most part, if I had 100,000 ETH right now, 75,000 would go into OMI, and I don't know, 10,000 go into Bitcoin, so 15,000 would be left in ETH. Honestly, I don't even know if any of it would stay in ETH. 100,000 is not that much money. I would probably do 85,000 into OMI and 15,000 into NFTs. Not Pokemon, Veve NFTs. Or maybe I'd keep 5,000 for myself because I want to get a little bit better diet. I want to, a little bit better in shape. I think I'd like to keep 5K for myself. Matt John says, Randy, what do you think about Tesla? I bought about 10 shares. Not that many, but you have to start somewhere. Okay, we're gonna stretch my back over here, and we're gonna talk about Tesla. Okay. Like Veve, or most of Veve, Tesla sells absolutely everything that it makes. It does not have a demand problem. It is ran by one of the smartest guys in the world. Our generation's Newton, our generation's Tesla, our generation's Einstein. This is that alone, bet on the jockey, bet on the horse. That alone absolutely makes Tesla a buy. On top of that, you've had Tesla year over year increase their production numbers, increase their gigafactories, increase their sales numbers, and Tesla's down like 70%. Like, what freaking sense does that make? Let's picture this, right? Tesla, let's say, let's say make a vehicle for, let's say 25,000, right? And let's say that they need to have, then they produce, let's say, I don't know, 400,000 vehicles a quarter, right? Well, what does that mean? Okay, if they make a vehicle for 25,000, right, and they make 400,000 a quarter, that'd be about 1.6 million, right? If you go and you have 25,000 and you multiply it by 1.6 million, that is about $40 billion that they could just and this is just their full self-driving, right? Okay. You have a lot of that. You have a full self-driving vehicle that is part of their fleet. They could get, or I'm sorry, 1.6 million cars, and it would cost them to make. It would cost them $40 billion to make that, right? So Tesla, if they decide to go and use their ride-sharing system or the ride-hailing system when full self-driving is solved, 1.6 million of them would take 1 year, and it would cost them $40 billion, right? Well, how much is a full self-driving car supposed to make each year? That is supposed to make about $35,000 a year. So all we'd have to do is take 1.6 million, multiply it by 35,000. You're looking at about 56 billion. You subtract the 40 billion, and you are looking at $16 billion profit in 1 year, or in 2 years. I'm sorry, because 1 year it costs you it costs you 40 billion to make, and if they're making about 35,000 per year, that's 56 billion. So you're looking at about 16 billion profit in 2 years. And then that rolls over. Another 56 billion a year, another 56 billion a year. So every 2 years, you're making $112 billion. And that's in free cash flow. And that will probably happen by the end of the decade. So you have that in conjunction with Tesla Solar. You have that in conjunction with all of the Tesla insurance that's going to roll out. I got a super chat coming in from Living Aloha saying, I know we don't agree a lot, but thanks for all the time you give to the community. Really appreciate your passion and insights. Oh, why, thank you, Living Aloha. I appreciate it, and I think we agree on a fair bit. Like having a home in Hawaii for $856,000 is a little heckin' ridiculous, but yeah, I think we agree. We agree on a good amount. Appreciate that though. So yeah, back to Tesla. I think you have Tesla will be the first $10 trillion company, and I also believe that Tesla will have a $6 trillion market cap by 2030. What is the market cap of Tesla today? Let's take a look. See. Let's go to the tape. That's an old rocket power reference saying, let's go to the tape. Anyway, let's type in the Tesla. Come on. Where you at? TSLA. We go to Yahoo Finance. We could take a look and see that Tesla is at a $375.3 billion market cap. So 375, $3 billion market cap. So that's a good 15 to 16x from here. That's where I see Tesla at. Again, $6 trillion market cap would be a 15 to 16x from here. That's pretty good for the next couple of years. Now, obviously, in crypto, you can make that super easily, but in something that's in dollars and real money, yeah, I'm very, 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 very bullish on Tesla. Now, where was I? PlanetVampire.com says Earth 2 Mastery is now Metaverse Mastery. If you were to search for him, still doing some fabulous dad jokes. We love him. He's great. Bill Gardner says, I miss Earth 2 Meta. Oh, dude, he was a champion. I do remember one video he did where his eyes were sunken in, and I was like, oh, dude, you're tired, man. It's hard. I know, because let me show you guys something. I feel like that one TikTok where that Indian guy is about to go bungee jumping, and he's like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And they just kick him off. It was great. Sorry. Let me show you something. This is gonna go from a couple years ago. I don't even know. It's got to be in the office. Maybe it's. Hey guys, how's it going? This is the real Randy Chavez. I am coming at you today while I'm doing some work for my next video. Maybe this is Tesla stock update. Okay. Okay, no, that's not it. That's not it. It had to be in the office.
Hello, internet. How is everybody
Maybe
today?
This is it.
I am here, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you with I'm just doing some eBay stuff. I'm going and I'm typing down the sales data so I can go over it in a video.
Maybe
this is one of the first things that I had done. Pokemon sales data, and it's what got me my first subscriber.
Almost 2 years ago, right before I retired.
And I kept going from there.
That's not it though. It had to be earlier. We've got to go early.
Oh, well, hello. I have gone live. Okay.
So, it was a 28-minute video. I'm not going to show you the whole thing.
Everyone that is watching, this is I, the real Randy Chavez.
Almost 2 years ago.
I have been told by some Instagram professionals that I should go live once in a while I am honing my craft. And what I'm doing is I am just writing. I'm writing my script. Hello, Ali Bennett and Collectibles legend. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? I'm just
Miss
writing my
those
script
guys.
for the next video. This next video
This isn't either.
is going to be.
It's a. Oh, maybe this is it.
Hey guys, how's it going?
This is it.
It is I, the real Randy Chavez.
And this is
I
important.
just wanted to touch base with a few of you through here. Just wanted to say that unfortunately right now, I am very, very extraordinarily, hilariously
I don't
busy.
remember that.
So for anyone that's watching this in the meantime, I am. Is this even on?
Exactly 2 years ago, January 7th. So this is.
I just want this up there for 24 hours.
2 years,
if
3
I don't
days
get
ago.
to your messages right away, I will. I get a couple of 100 messages a day. Many from you Earth 2 guys. How's it going? But the real reason why I wanted to go over everything is I'm not ignoring anyone. I do get to everyone eventually. If you add me on Facebook or do whatever, send me a message. I will get to it. I will add you. I changed the channel professionally I changed it from the normal
Can I
Randy
skip
Chavez.
this? Yeah, Bill Gardner, you're probably watching the show. Oh, keep watching. Keep watching.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh no.
I do get to everyone eventually. If you add me on Facebook or look at everyone, I'll let you guys know how it's going. Hey, Trophy Kang brother, what's up?
Oh,
I'm actually $7,000 away from paying that off, and I will have it done.
I remember that.
I'll probably get that at some point in February. I'll make a huge video of it. Let you guys. 15-hour day.
Okay, hang on.
I want to cut back on. I don't want to cut back on in office. This is after
Oh god, I gotta.
I'll probably get that at some point in February.
I promise, like 20 more seconds, I swear.
But as far as trying to do everything, like I'm still in the office. This is after a 15-hour day, so it's something that I do want to have. I want to cut back on. I don't want to cut back on making videos or anything. I want to cut back on certain other things, except for life.
Harambe.
I do want to be able to have a little bit of a life, because right now, again, after the 15-hour day, I'm still working on scripts for tomorrow. I have to get something to eat. I have to go home. I have to package up Pokemon cards. I won't get to bed. Or I probably won't finish work for another 2-ish hours. Because also right now, I work. I live about 45 minutes away from the office. So right now, it's going to be something where I'd like to cut a couple of things out just to give me a little bit of a life. Brown Eyes, how's it going? Opening my Trophy Kangaskhan.
Yeah, guys, that was, I don't want to say the worst. It was the best and worst time of my life. Clearly, I had no life. It was insane. And if y'all can smash the like button to support 2 years ago Chavez, life was so crazy different, so crazy, bananas. Yeah. So anyway, I miss Earth 2 Meta as well. Obviously, I was super busy, and so was he, and I hope he's doing well. So Lad Michael says, damn it, missed the whole show. Check your mail. Had issue with your Pi link. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure why. I will. Hen Diesel says, cool. Thanks. Have 2.3 million owe me. As now, what around 6 it is. Oh, nice. Okay, well, 2.3 million. Still pretty good. I'm going to say that, yeah, it's still pretty good. Not a bad time to dollar cost average. Not financial advice, though. And thank you, Living Aloha, for the super chat saying, I know we don't agree a lot, but thanks for all the time you give the community. Really appreciate your passion and insights. Matt John says, thank you for your knowledge. How high do you think each share could go? I wouldn't count it as like the shares going up 15x, because then that would be back to $1,500, which I'm not saying it won't. It probably will at some point. It's just Tesla tends to split every now and then. So I would say that. But yeah, it's just multiply how much you have by 15 or 16x, and that's what it should be by 2030-ish. Bill Garner says, dang, Office Days. I was probably watching that show. Yeah, dude, it was, oh God, it was so wild. Those were the days. Every now and then I go and I play some Lotto. Okay. First rule, do not reply all. If you have a question, only excuse to reply all is if we win a substantial amount of money. All right. We got $280 was collected for Mega Millions, 140 games split into 31 shares, 3 house shares zigged, valuing each share at 3.225%. Some bought 1 share, some bought more. I don't know when the Mega... All right, so when is Mega Millions? Okay, we got to look at Mega Millions, and then we will do the... Hold on. Mega Mind? No, not Mega... Why would I Google Mega Mind? All right, Mega Millions is going to be... When is it going to be? It said January 6th. That was the last... When is the new Mega Millions? Okay. Okay, when is the... Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot soars above 1 billion after months with no winner. Oh my God. All right. Is that for tonight? Drawing Tuesday reaches... when can we buy it? When can we buy a ticket? When can we buy a ticket? The 8 best states to win. All right, so it's actually 1.1 billion. Hold on 1 second. Hey guys. Mega Millions is 1.1 billion.
You gotta be in it to win it.
You want to take it? Should we get tickets?
Right now?
Well, I'm streaming right now, but I can go after.
I'm like in for the
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna. I'm already 3.225%. Is that how much I won? Yes, each share is 3.225%. Let's say lump sum. Let's say 400 million, right? Oh God, that's 400 billion. All right, 400 million times 0.03225%. That would be $12.9 million. Yeah, take that. That'd be fine. You know, throw about. I'd throw about 10% into Omi, you know, and yeah. But yeah, I think that would be. I think that'd be good. I think that'd be great. I would take that. Wait, what? Yeah, that'd be fair. Moving on here. Fun Under the Sun says, hi, Randy. Hey, Fun. How's it going? Bill Garner says, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Oh, tale of two Chavezes. Matthew Ursula says, Randy, I love your videos, bro. Oh, well, thank you, Matthew. I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm doing my very best. David Paris says, 1 Todd or 2 Supermans. Ooh, that's good. That is good. There's a lot of Batmans. There's only technically two Superman. You know, one Superman is by his own. The other one is in the Superman versus the Flash. Yeah, those are really good. I would say, oh, that's hard. Because I do like having 2 of something, because then you can sell one, and then the other one, you know. I would say 2 Superman. And obviously the Todd Batman is a key player in this, because it's the first of the first. But I don't know. I just like having 2 of something, because then you could sell one and then you have one left. You know, it's fine. Yeah, I like that idea. Even though I think they're both, either way, they're both going to be great. Energy saying, what up? Okay. So you know what? I have my 0.03225% if we win Mega Millions. Even if it's split, you know, 2 ways and I only get 6 million. Fine with that. Even if it's split 3 ways and I only get 4 million. Fine with that. Even if it's split 4 ways and I only get 3.075 million. Fine with that. Fine. I'm chilly. But I don't think it'd be split that. Yeah. So, huzzah. I am super excited. Let's go. There's a movie on Paramount, and ooh, my hip. Ooh, my other hip. Sorry, gotta stretch. There's a movie on Paramount with Bryan Cranston, who is he's like this mathematician, I think. Paramount movie, Bryan Cranston. Okay, it's got to show up here. I just farted. I'm so sorry, guys. Yes, it's called Jerry and Marge Go Large. At first, I was like, this is probably a stupid movie. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is really good for my autistic mind. Yeah, it's Bryan Cranston doing really well. It's I freaking love the movie. Anywho, Friday the 13th is soon. What are y'all going to do? What are y'all's plans? Let me know. NFT or Superman or Vader Ultra Rare? Oh, we've never seen Vader in a bull market, so I'm curious to see what he does. I mean, they're both really freaking cool. Superman is not animated. Ultra Vader is. And Ultra Vader is... Yeah, got the lightsaber. It's cool. I mean, Vader has been cool in the last few things we've saw him in. Obi-Wan Kenobi series, looks cool. Rogue One, looks cool. Superman has looked good in the last few movies. They just haven't been great movies. You know, I mean, they're good, but, you know, not the best. After Ursula says, Randy, I always hear you talking about Earth 2. I went and made an account, man. It was confusing. Do you reckon I wait for the coin to be dropped on an exchange to buy it? Well, yeah, you can't buy it any other way now. Like, even in the Earth 2 game, you'd have to go and buy, like, Class 1, Tier 1. It's... honestly, right now, why you would buy tiles in Earth 2, I mean, there's a bunch of it. Depends how you want to play the game. Do you want to collect resources? Do you want to get jewels? Do you want to be in the warring world? Typically, with these types of games, you're going to have factions. You're going to have guilds, and you're going to have... there's going to be sides to this warring world. And I think that if you just want to be part of a guild or you want to be part of a really, really strong megacity, link down below to Chaveztopia. Obviously, link down below for the game, link down below for my referral code where you get 5% back, 7.5% back, whatever it is. And then you can be, you know, link down below to Chaveztopia, be part of the megacity, be insulated. Our armies will be vast. But to try and buy those top tier tiles and then put mentors on them and then eventually get enough jewels where you're going to outfit those mentors and slot them with jewels, it's just hella confusing. And it's just like, I don't know if it's worth it for the amount of ether you're probably going to get, because you're going to have to spend a lot of money to get those types of tiles that are going to get that ether, that are going to get that essence. It's just, for the Earth 2 token, the essence token, and again, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. And just go to the Earth 2 platform. You know, like I do not have any essence here. I gained... Well, and now I do. I have 40,000 essence, and you know, like $110 in there. It's and obviously that essence will convert into actual coins and crypto. You know, once it's on board. But if in order to get 40,000 essence now, you would just have to pay so much money to get it's not really worth it, I don't think. But again, it depends on what essence is. You could spend a couple $1,000s and you could get maybe, I don't know, 20 essence a day, 30 essence a day. And this can go on for 6 months, 180 days, right? Let's say you get 20 essence a day times 180 days. Let's see what that is. 20 essence times 180, 3,600 essence. Well, when essence is $1, it's really not that much. When essence is $10, okay, yeah, that's worth it. Yeah, so I would say it's still worth it, knowing that essence will probably go to 10 and then tens of dollars in the future. It's just you're going to have to wait a little while to get that, and that's if you can get 20 essence a day. That's if the essence isn't. That's if in 3 months they don't decide, yeah, we're going to really restrict the essence and not give out as much. You know, that's possible as well. So there's a lot of variables I really don't know. I've said before that, hey, if Earth 2 comes out and if they come out later this year with their essence token and Omi has mooned by that point, at least a little bit, and essence is coming out at like 10 cents or 50 cents, I'll sell Omi to buy essence because of that level of arbitrage is so huge. But as of right now, I can't. Like, if Omi has stayed the same and essence comes out at 50 cents, I will not sell Omi for essence. if OMI is at a penny or more, if we over 10x and Essence comes out between 10 and 50 cents, I will sell some OMI for Essence. That being said, I already have 40,000. I do expect Essence to be around $1 when it launches. I do expect it to be tens of dollars in the next bull market because of how the crypto works. But to try to get it right now, I think it might be a little late depending on when they launch. I mean, they could launch in Q2. They probably won't. They probably won't launch until Q3, Q4. There's just a lot of variables. Yeah. Logar says, Randy, you should do a video on how to get into Earth 2 and what types of props to get to generate the most amount of revenue. I mean, if I'm trying to think, what you get each day is Ether and then jewels. Jewels are sold for like 11 cents, of which you probably get 9 cents of every sale. Really not worth it. My opinion is probably not worth it. I think at my max, I was getting like, I don't know, 60, 70 jewels a day. Arya Realty was getting like hundreds of jewels a day. Yeah, I just don't think they're really that worth it. But for the Ether, it probably would be. I mean, if you have a bunch of money to throw around, you buy a bunch of property, you'll generate jewels, you generate Ether, turn that into Essence, and you could use that property and get a bunch of resources, get a bunch of other things in the future as well. Yeah. Matthew says, how much do you think Essence will be when it drops on an exchange? I mean, it depends when they drop. It depends how much is in the circulating supply. The max circulating supply is 5 billion, but there's only like 100. There's less than 200 million out there right now. Even if we get to 300 million, well, let's go crazy. Let's say 500 million, right? Okay, well, $1 is a $500 million market cap for it to be on Binance, and for this to be a metaverse token. That's nothing. 5 billion also should be relatively easy to get. That's a $10 Essence, and that's if we have 500 million circulating supply, which is a lot more. That's almost 3x the amount of what it would be right now. I don't think it gets there, but even if it does, a $10 Essence is easy because that would only be a $5 billion market cap, which is less than what Decentraland's Mana and Sandbox's Sand was at the end of the last bull run. So I think it goes far beyond there. I think, and that 10 billion, well, that's a $20 Essence. If there's 500 billion, which I don't think there'll be 500 million of them out there. I think that, let's say half, that'd be a $40 Essence. See how quickly this can go nuts. Bogart says, I feel like it'll be worth it if Essence goes to multiple dollars. It will. It'll definitely do it because again, look at the market cap and look at how much is in that circulating supply. There's not a lot in there at all. It's a very, very small amount. And again, the max circulating supply would ever be 5 billion. But again, you have to realize that out of what they've already listed, Kissy by herself, I don't know how many tens of thousands of Essence she destroyed by doing some crafting. Kissy went and Wraithax as well. Probably both of them have probably burned over 250,000 Essence just crafting jewels. Now that has paid off handsomely for them, where they've crafted a bunch of brilliant jewels, but yeah, a lot of Essence has already been burned, like a lot. So yeah. Now the just asked my question. Another message. Yep, gotcha. God's Entry, appreciate all you do, Randy. Thank you, God's Entry. Appreciate all you do as well. You gotta, come on to everyone's channels and teaching people how to go and read charts. Type of skills are invaluable. So thank you. Zoe Michael says, also left a message in Twitter for you about the Alcon. Let's see what we've got. Zolad Michael, what is your Twitter name? I'm sorry guys, I haven't had a thing here. I haven't gone into Twitter messages for a while. I'm clearly days behind. Oh hey, God's Entry, he was just talking about you. All good things. I understand, senor. Yeah, so clearly I haven't taken a look at a bunch of these messages in a while, in a couple days. But yeah, we say Zolad Michael, what's your name on Twitter? Let me know, and then I'll go right into it. Bill Garner says, if you buy 20 to 30 tile properties, which is about 50 cents a tile at tier 1. About 200 of them, that would be the way to go. Oh my god. I have no more water. I have no more water. I can't feel my legs. Those are my legs. Oh, that's all right. It's a Frozen reference. Darwin's Last Hope. Okay. All right. All right, now, hey, now, ladies. Yeah. Baby, shake it like a Polaroid. Baby. All right, here we go. Darwin's Last Hope. Link in my description gave me a 503 error. I don't know why it gave you an error. It's so strange. Video from without. I've been trying to. Which seems to have a clue what I'm talking about. Because you have the connections, you also give me opportunity. Idea. Put wallet and way to display. So yeah, there's I can't show you, but there's something that exists that's really cool. That's what you're talking about. Obviously, you came up with the idea independently from them, but yeah, that already exists. It's really cool. So you're definitely on the right track. And how to get a hold of that man, become part of that army. I'll go to the. What we're gonna do. We're gonna auction off. Well, we're gonna auction off a couple things. One of them is going to be the first. I think it's the second or third Funko Pop signed by Alcon, but it's also signed by David Yu and Dan Crothers. It's a Pikachu Funko Pop. How we're gonna get this is you're going to. I don't know how long this is gonna be for. We're probably gonna do it for a week. You're going to go to either First Responders Children's Foundation, or you're going to go to Best Friends Animal Society. You're going to hit the donate button, and you're going to donate $10. And every time you donate $10, First Responders Children's Organization will give you like a reference number. The Best Friends Animal Society will go and give you a receipt number. The receipt number will be underneath your donation amount, the donation date, your name will be above that. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a screenshot of that on either First Responders Children's Foundation or Best Friends Animal Society, and you're going to send that to queenscourtcharity@gmail.com, and we're going to pick a winner. I don't know exactly how long this is going to go on for. This is the first time I've really mentioned it. I'll make a video about that tomorrow, and yeah, we'll go from there. Anywho, where was I? Bill Garner says you would get about 20 jewels a day and about 10 essence a day. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Bill Garner says, plus droids are coming. You will be able to generate those and vehicles from properties. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be great. Super VBK says, do you think you will need whole sets to enter IP-specific worlds or just one from the collection? You get access? I don't know. We're supposed to get IP worlds later this year. I don't know if we still do because of the delays, but we shall see. I'll be very excited if we do. And if we do, God, that'd be great. I'll go to Bill Garner's comment for a minute. The droids are coming. We have the side droids. We have the drone video game. There's so many things coming to Earth 2. I cannot heckin' wait. And Super VBK says, yeah, as far as the other IP worlds, I think that's going to, for some, like if they have a Cryptkins one, you might need the whole set. For the Tokidoki, if there is one, you might only need one. I'm just picking two that are really cute, small things that I don't know if we're getting those or not. That'd be great if we could have a Metropolis in DC and we could have a Marvel Land. I'm knowing that most likely it would be the smaller IPs that would be like, yeah, please do it. And the bigger IPs, I don't know, man. It's very possible that you do get a Marvel Land or a Star Wars. Oh my God, could you imagine? Could you imagine a Star Wars or a Marvel Land or a Disneyland in this VV-verse? Oh my goodness, I would lose a heckin' foot. I just, I don't know why I said that. But yeah, it'd be wild. Watch Any Prey says, Randy, humble flex, bought a ticket to the Midori Harada commission and signing in Times Square in February. She'll be signing my Pikachu Portuguese. Hello! Oh my god, that's amazing! Oh, dude, congrats, Watch Any Prey. That's so cool. What date in February? Let me know about that because I might want to go. And even if I can't go to that specific thing, I can go and totally meet you there. Because I could. Harada. Let's see. Oh, that'd be so cool. Oh, I'd love to meet her. Does she have a wiki? Does she have Wikipedia? Oh, she was in the Rise of Darkrai? Oh, maybe she drew some stuff for that. Trying to find her wiki. I do not have her wiki. Oh, okay. Find her wiki at some point. Maybe when none's made for her. They really should. PlanetVampire.com says Star Wars Land must have Manitoba to enter. Be advised, guys. So I don't know if I told y'all, or I know I put it in a video. I don't. Oh god, I don't remember where the video was. Ooh, can't show that. Is that it? Nope. I did put it in a video. It was a few days ago. Her name is Amy over on Instagram. The message says, just confused, it calls you Manitoban. Is that actually your character name? Thanks in advance. And Amy, the person that plays the character, responds, hello, my character was not assigned a name. I was just one of the Manitobans. So I think that's actually an error. That the Manitoban is not her name. That's just her species. And so I think that's really interesting. That having a Manitoba, interesting. Mr. Planet Prophet says, oof, what happened to my Obis just sold and pumped and T-Rex Ultra Rare? My Obis was sold and okay, so what happened was that if you look at the thumbnail, Mr. Planet Prophet, there was a video that came out. Actually, I'll just show you. Hang on. Let me X out of this, and this. Wow, I have a lot of tabs open. And I'll go to my profile. Oh, God, Kyle Wilson, all right.
What's going on? In this video, we'll be looking at a leaked video here of T-Rex love, like Jurassic Park.
Right.
Who doesn't want to be up close
Maybe
to T-Rex? I mean,
play
obviously
it.
not in real life, but in the digital sense, you could literally in front of T-Rex. Listen to how close it sounds as we get closer. It makes you feel like you're actually there. This is actually pretty incredible. You can see the scratches on his head and everything. I feel like I'm literally in front of
So yeah, that happened. And when that video leaked, Kyle Wilson did a video on it, and when Kyle Wilson did a video on it, he said, "Everyone smash that like button, smash it." Sorry. When Kyle Wilson did a video on it, he's like, "Dude, this is not the VV-verse that we saw. It's not. The VV-verse that we saw was all. It looked like spatial, which was good. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I was like, hey, we have the IP. We have this. Earth 2 is the best looking metaverse out there." And then I saw this, and I was like, Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. I'm sorry. I love that. I love that line. Yeah, this is insane. Those graphics are. Look, see the shadows? Did you see my shadow zone? Sorry. Yeah, that's probably the most insane. That is probably, that video is more bullish than, I'm gonna say 98 or 99% of all the other videos I've done for Vivi and Omi. And shout out to Kyle Wilson for going and covering that, because God, that looks so good. I think Veve, David and Dan have been correct when they have gone on and said they want to underpromise and overdeliver. That's what just happened. They showed us like the bare minimum of what the Veveverse would be. They showed us our showrooms and the buildings outside the showroom, which was great. It was cool. I saw Feesh, all these different things at once. Really awesome, really bullish. And then they show us this, which is like, my good golly gosh. Like, holy crap on a cracker. Jesus Christ on a scooter. It's... If the whole Veveverse looks like that, it's over, guys. I've been not propping up Earth 2. Earth 2 doesn't really need it. Earth 2 is still really heckin' cool, and that metaverse is beautiful. But if ours looks just as good and we have IP, over. Yeah. The only other time I think I was this bullish, maybe 2 other times, when we got Disney, and I was like screaming. And honestly, I was more emotional on the day that we got Disney than the day I became a millionaire. Because, anyone could, basically what I did when I put that 550K into Omi and I put it on black, well, the chances are I either hit or I didn't. And obviously I knew there's weighted chances because I saw the future. But you could have done that with any meme coin and, would have been fine. Probably would have made more. But when we got Disney, it's like, okay, yeah, you got Marvel, you got DC, you got the comic book people, but when we got Disney, oh my God. That I immediately skipped. I was in the car getting ready to go to the gym, and I saw and I was like, like I was freaking out. And so that was one of the other times I was more bullish. The only other time I was more bullish was in the summer of last year. I get home from this event out in the Hamptons in New York and Long Island, where I had talked to many people that would eventually come on the podcast. Some that have still yet to come on the podcast. Scheduling issues. Sorry. Oof, I don't know what that was. And that's when I knew, when I wore my Veve shirt with, I can't say who I was with, but I could say some other people who were there. Janine Yorio, or no, she wasn't even there. It was her husband and then the partner, I forget Julie's name. The other people that were high up on every realm, they were there. They had the largest amount of land in Sandbox at the time. Ken Gwynn was there, who's CEO of Republic, who, again, was also on the podcast. You had one of the... Who are those New York politicians? One of the Cuomos were there. I forget which one. There were so many people. It was a who's who. There was professional athletes there. There was gold medalists there. There were... Again, it was a who's who of the politicians there. And every single one that I talked to, where I'm like, hey, what do you guys do? What do you guys do? Oh, what's Veve? I was like, oh, yeah. So, and then I would explain to Veve, and they're like, wait, what? And then I'd show them Superman, and then I'd show them, like, the partner statue, and they're like, what? And I was like, yeah. And immediately, every single one of them was like, I'm in. Some people downloaded it right then and there. Some people were just like, we need to talk, and boy, did we talk. Those are the only other times when I was maybe a little bit more bullish. Because this, this is, and again, I mentioned it a lot really earlier on the stream when I first started. We have the IP, but now it looks better than, God, it looks better than everything. This is, if that's what the Veveverse is going to look like, oh my God, guys, it's dude, it's over. Like, we won. Like, we won already. We won the decade as far as digital collectibles gone, but as far as metaverses go, oof, lordy. Sorry, moving on. Sleeping Comics says, hey, Randy. Hi, Sleeping. Super VBK says, if you could only use one vehicle to travel the VVverse, what would you choose? Does the Aston Martin have guns in the headlights? If it does, then maybe that. If it doesn't, then I would say probably the Flying DeLorean would be dope, because you could fly. You could drive and fly. But the Ecto 1's got a freaking laser on it. Ecto 1's just, like... anyone see the new, I think it was like a year ago, 2 years ago? The new Ghostbusters with Paul Rudd, and it was just really good. I really enjoyed it. Also, I need... Yeah. Oh, God. I'm almost out of protein. Yeah. Fix this. I can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power. Okay, sorry. There. I can't. Oh my God. I wish this was... No, if I had one wish, I would not wish that this was easier. I would wish that I was 8 times stronger. I don't think being 8 times stronger would necessarily be a good thing. Because... Okay, because I feel like a Saiyan that had just gotten done doing gravity training, and I'd be like, well, and then suddenly, if I'm just gonna hurt people, and like, not gonna lie, I'd go into UFC and just destroy everyone. But then also, how do you like make love to a woman when you go to, and then accidentally, oh God, your arm's broken. Oh God, I'm sorry. There would definitely have some drawbacks if I was 8 times as strong. But that'd be cool AF though. Sorry, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, no, Ecto 1. Yeah, probably Ecto 1. Dolad Michael says, copy that, but I need to know who has my NFT frames idea so I can send a 4D Mike to their present location. There's a bunch of people that have the idea. I can't say. But it's, yeah. This Blind Prop says, so another VVverse land, is it? I mean, it seems to be. I mean, I could imagine that, using IPs, again, if... I don't think the VVverse would just be one thing. It will be one giant thing, but I could imagine, here's the door to get into... Like, the VVverse will be what it is. And then here's the door that gets you into Metropolis, that leads you into DC land. Here's the door that gets you into West Virginia, which brings you into Mothman land, which brings you into the Cryptkinverse. And here's the little racetrack that gets all your Tokidokis all racing, into the Tokidoki-verse. Like, I could just picture all of these things. I could just picture all of these things leading it. One's the Cartoon Network verse, which there's only 2 IPs in there right now. I don't think it'd be that good. Like, can we get regular show, please? Can we get all the amazing things that were on Cartoon Network back in the day? Can we get Johnny Bravo? Can we get Cow and freaking Chicken? Can we get 2 Stupid Dogs? Please! Sorry. I'd really want... it's hard. I don't know what's going to be in it. Only David and Dan know, and maybe a couple people that work with them. And maybe some of the IPs that they've worked with. Super Duper Hangs, what's up, Randy? Peru, USA, Pokemon, life. Yeah. This is Pine Robert. Thank you for smashing that thumbs up. Pine Robert says, when we get Pokemon, I can't imagine you. Dude, when I get Pokemon, I mean, I've already done 16, 33-hour, and 69-hour streams. I don't think it would be right to do a 100-hour stream for Pokemon. Because all the amazing knowledge that I just lay down is going to be lost. I will just be doing Pokemon in the VVverse, episode 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just go crazy, insane. I would make its own separate playlist. Pokemon in the VVverse, part whatever. And it would be... Oh God, hiccups. Yeah, that'd just be... I don't know how to say it. If we were to ever get Pokemon, I would not stop I would make minimum 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day, maybe a live stream at night, and like, and again, the reason why I'd have to do this is because a lot of people around my age, late 20s, early 30s, they love Pokemon. It's great. There's a ton of people in here that are just like, okay, what's a Pokemon? And it's like, and you just have to start from square one. And thankfully, because I am a Pokemon master, I can do all that. I can show. Oh my god, I can't wait to show them the most amazing things. This is like my chance of being a parent without being a parent. I can show you the world and of Pokemon. It's like, what does Justin Long say to I think it's Seth Rogen in Zach and Miri Make a Porno? It's like, I'll be your Sherpa on your mountain of gayness. And obviously take that out. I would just be your master on your Pokemon journey. I am your Professor Oak. I'm Professor Chavez. Yeah. Aldous Havley says, much love, Randy and fam. Much love to you, Aldous Havley. Mr. Planet Prophet says, you seen the BMW Metaverse car? I have not. Send it to me. Mr. Planet Prophet says, I want more motorbike or Harry Potter car. Oh, that'd be dope. Well, we do have a motorbike. We have that Triumph car from 007. Yeah, I think yeah, Harley would be great. Harleys would be great. We'd have a bunch of those. I wonder what dude, Ghost Rider's bike would be legit. That'd be amazing. I would love that. Planet Vampire says, I'd use my Pitbull hoverboard to traverse, no question. Sometimes I'd take Kit for a spin, but I'll treat it like the Ferrari and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's fair. That's fair. Could I don't know, could any vehicle be good? Like in the Veve, like one, would the chimichanga truck, could we use that? 2, could we ride on horses? Could I ride my Mermicornos? And could the Unicornos race against the DeLoreans? I think that'd be great. One Lamborghini, you know? I think that'd be fun. PlanetVampire.com says, I'd use my pit. Oh, yeah, I just read that. Bill Gardner says, sleeping, I took your advice and picked up Transformer Gallagher Soundwave 9.8. Impressive, Star Fox. Now watch out for enemies in the asteroid field. Bill Gardner says, now I gotta get the other 4 to complete the set. Oh, yeah, sleeping will put you on the path of collecting. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye, Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Thank you for the super chats. Those mean the world. Raythax.eth domain name and not financial advice ever. I love you guys. Bye.